So what's got me driving in the desert, in the middle of the night, in the 100-degree heat? Everybody wants to tell you to know your worth, but I'm going to show you how knowing your area can actually help improve your worth. Let's get after it. So earlier tonight, zero intention of working. I mean, I was just kind of happy staying around the house, hanging out with the family, playing with this little guy. And, there's a couple loads on there that kind of caught my attention, but nothing really too great. And then, then they started putting this one on there that there was a truck that was broken down in Ocotillo. Now, in the past, what caught my eye about this, because Ocotillo really isn't a place, if you're not familiar with Southern California, Ocotillo is kind of like the third of the way to Phoenix, basically. It's like there's not really a lot of freight movement out there as far as Amazon is concerned. So you're in order to get somebody out there, you're either going to have to pay them to come from San Diego, or hopefully catch somebody bobtailing back from Phoenix who's able to take a trailer. And so in the past, they've moved this load. When this has happened, and it happens probably like once a month, the truck will break down out there, especially when it's hot, and they'll move it for a pretty high rate. Now, I was keeping an eye on it. They had it at like $4, $5, $6 a mile. They had it on there for like 2-3 hours. And finally around midnight, they bump it up to like $8 and change a mile. Now, I was totally satisfied with the rate, but what caught my attention was the mileage. Now, I live in El Cajon, and I go to Ocotillo all the time, not really for work, mainly for like mountain biking and hiking and that type of stuff, especially when it's cooler. But the issue I had was, I know from El Cajon to Ocotillo is a good 65, 70 miles. Now, from El Cajon to Otay is another, 15, 20 miles. So what they were saying was going to be about 74, 75 miles was actually going to be closer to probably 95 to 100 miles. Now, do I think Amazon was doing anything nefarious and trying to underreport this mileage? I don't, and here's why. You could get to Otay from Ocotillo in about 75 miles if you went the back way. That involves kind of taking old Highway 94, Campo Road, Otay Lakes Road. Part of that is like a dirt road, I believe. And, maybe 1 out of 100 truckers would go that way. The rest of us would for sure take 8 West to either the 125 and pay the $7 toll, or go down to the 805 and then backtrack into Otay on the 905. That route is going to be closer to 100 miles. When the spot capacity offer comes through at $8.81 a mile, I see a great opportunity here. See, Wolf of Wall Street, it is one of my top 10, but rather than sell you this pen, I want to sell you this truck. All I wanted to do was get somebody on the phone, and the quickest way for me to do that was just to respond back saying like, hey, the rate's fine, I need an hour and a half to get out there, and please confirm via phone call. And sure enough, my phone rings. Now this guy calls me up thinking he's got the biggest tuna on the phone. I mean, he's, typically people always ask for more money. Here's me saying I'll do it for the, the rate. And he's, confirming everything with me. And I said, now the only issue I have with this is, the route that you guys are sending me is not a very truck friendly route. It's it involves like a dirt road. Again, I know some super trucker is going to see this and be like, that's the route I go every day. And that's fine. That's fine. I'm just talking about the 99 out of 100 for sure are not going to take Highway 94 to Otay Lakes Road. Let this truck go by. And, the 99 out of 100 are gonna go the way that I'm gonna go. And I tell them, I say, hey, look, go on. The rate's fine. I just would like for you to pay me for the mileage that I'm actually going to drive. If you go onto Google Maps, look at Ocotillo. It's not that big of a city. It's not like there's a north side, south side, east side, west side. It's a tiny little town out in the middle of the desert. And now Google Map that to 9180 Airway Road, which is where this is going to. It's 93 miles. So he tells me, I got to confirm this with my manager. Can you hold on and everything like that? And I said, please do. I mean, confirm it with Google Maps first. And, you'll see I'm asking for the exact same rate that you're offering. I'm just asking to be reimbursed for the entire trip that I'm doing, not the kind of roundabout way you're looking to send me. So he puts me on hold, comes back in, and he confirms it. Now, he tells me I can't, I can't change the mileage of the trip, like once that's entered, but then they can increase the rate to account for the extra miles. So they end up paying out $11.15 a mile for 74.5 miles. I think by my calculation, I think it was like $3 to $5 over what I was asking for, which is fine. When somebody wants to pay me more than I'm asking for, I have a 2-word response: thank you. And would have a lot of people jumped at that $8.81 a mile, $650 total payout for about 3 hours of your time? I'm sure they would have. But I'm also glad that I know this area so well that I was able to identify that opportunity, which enabled me to really increase the rate without seeming like I was trying to increase the rate. I hope this video serves you well. Appreciate you for watching. Take care. Where's my good boy? Did you just wake up? I'm tired. I want to go home.